All right, so let's take a look at some other examples for parabolas. This time when you're given, find the equation given certain things. So all these questions will be about find the equation given something else. So in this question, you're told it opens down. It has a focus and a focal diameter. So three things you always need to know. Direction, vertex, P. So let's start off with direction. So they tell us it's opening down. It's vertical and down. All right, let's go ahead and pull out the vertex, HK. So how do I pull out the vertex? Well, I'm given the focus, which is right there, is -1, -2. You're given the focal diameter. So let's go over what focal diameter is again. So that's 32. So going back in our notes, on the very first page when we went over this, the focal diameter is 2p on each side, 2p and then 2p. So the total is 4p. Okay, so 4p is your focal diameter. So I know my 4p is 32. So 4p is 32. Divide both sides by 4, you're going to get p is equal to 8. So I know my focus, and I know my p, and I need to find my vertex. So I'm going to go up to my vertex p units. In what direction? Y. So the only thing that's going to change is y. X is going to stay the same. And how is it going to change? By 8. So you're going to add 8 to go up to the vertex. So you're going to get -1 and 6. All right, once you have that information, you can write down the equation of the parabola. So you know it's x squared because you know it's vertical. So it's x minus your center, which is 1, squared, your 4p, which is 32, y minus 6. And since you know it's opening down, that 32 has to be negative. Okay, since it's opening down, it has to be negative. All right, so you've now written your equation. And I'm just going to highlight that because you're not going to forget that, okay? So please make sure you keep that in mind, okay? You do need to know whether it's up or down. All right, so again, you're writing an equation, three things you need. Direction, vertex, P. Okay, so is this vertical or is it horizontal? Well, let's go ahead and rough draw it. So 10, 5 is about there. The directrix at y is equal to -9, which is right there. So if that's the directrix and the focus is there, the parabola has to be something like that, which means it's vertical and up. So in this case, vertical is going to mean your x squared. Up is going to mean p is positive. So the second thing is we need to get the vertex. Okay, so what do we know? We know the focus is 10, 5. And we know that directrix happens at y equals -9. And if we pick a point right underneath it, that's going to be the point 10, -9. So the vertex is going to be in the middle of those 2 points. So we're going to find the midpoint of those 2 points. Midpoint, what do? Add them together and divide by 2. So that's going to give me 10. And 5 plus that is -4 divided by 2 is -2. So I've now got the vertex, right? I need to find P. P is the distance from either the directrix to the vertex or the vertex to the foci. So what's changing? So let me start at the directrix. I'm starting at -9, right? I'm going to go up P units. So what's changing? Is X or Y changing? Y is the one changing. So Y is going to change by P and end up at the vertex of -2. So it's going from -9 to -2. So what is P? From -9 to -2. It's going to be 7 because -9 plus 7 is -2. So P is 7. Once you have that, you can write the equation. So X is squared. 4 times P is 28. And then you have Y minus. And now just pull the vertex. So that's -10 plus 2. This is a listening check. Color in the Y plus 2 part. Color in the Y plus 2 part. All right, let's take a look at another one. Again, 3 things every single time. Direction, vertex, P. Okay, so you're given vertex already. That's cool. Is this up or down? Well, let's sketch it to look. So -3, 7, about there. 1, 7, about there. So if the vertex is there, the focus is that, it has to open to the right, which means the directrix is on the other side. So it opens to the right, which means P is positive and it's Y squared. So P is positive and it's Y squared. All right, so what's the vertex? Did they give it to you? What's P? The distance from the vertex to the focus. That's P, right? So that distance. So you can either count in the X direction or you can use the distance formula. All right, I'm going to count from -3 to 1 is 4. So I start at -3 in the X, I go to focus, which is 1. It's a distance of 4. So P is equal to 4. Once I have that, I can put in my equation. Y is squared, so it's going to be Y minus squared equals 4 times P, which is 16, X minus whatever it is. So the vertex is +3 and -7. And that's it. So go ahead and give this a shot, doing the exact same thing. 3 things you need to know in order to write an equation. Let's practice.